one of the advanced tenses in English language, which is used in some cases in English. Hello everyone and welcome to our grammar session on English tenses. Today we are going to clarify about past perfect tense. What is a past perfect tense and where to use past perfect tense? Remember, it is an advanced tense and it is used in some specific cases in the past. When we talk about two actions in the past, then in this case we can use past perfect tense to convey the right message to our listeners. So let's begin, let's study about this tense, how to use it in our daily life and how to use this tense in our speaking. So let's begin. Past perfect. Firstly, it has three usages. Usage number 1, usage number 2 and number 3. We will talk about each of them one by one. The first usage says, shows a completed action before a second action in the past. It shows a completed action before second action in the past. So here we have the two timings in the past on the timeline. So we have past, present, future. The past is unlimited. We are right now in the present and the future is unlimited. The two timings we have in the past, 4 p.m., 5 p.m. It means the two actions happened in two different timings. The first action happened at 4 p.m. The second action happened at 5 p.m. Let's come to these two examples according to the timing. I did my homework at 4 p.m. When did I do my homework? I did my homework at 4 p.m. He came to our home at 5 p.m. So the first action, my homework, was done at 4 p.m. Then someone came, my cousin or my friend, came to our home at 5 p.m. These two sentences are both in the simple past tense. These are both simple past. But we can say it in the past perfect. The first action should be past perfect. The second action should be simple past. Look at the third example. I joined the two sentences. I made it one. I had done my homework when he came to our home. Now it's one sentence. It's only a sentence. With past perfect, we joined the two sentences. I had done my homework when he came to our home. This sentence is called past perfect. So the first action was done before the second action in the past. That's called a past perfect tense. Hope it's clear. Now, in every tense we have a structure. We use a specific structure in every tense. What is the structure of past perfect? How to form past perfect? So past perfect is formed in affirmative form, in the positive form, subject plus the auxiliary verb to have. It means had plus verb 3 plus complement. Then in order to change it to interrogative and question, we need to bring had in the beginning, then the subject, then the verb 3 and complement. And to make it negative, we bring the subject in the beginning plus had plus not plus verb 3 plus complement. This is the way we form past perfect. You know about subject. Subject is the doer of an action. The auxiliary verb had, the past form of have and has, we use had. And the verb 3, the third form of the verb or past participle form of the verb, is always used in the past perfect, and in all three perfect tenses we use the verb 3 or third form of the verb. And the complement, whatever is the complement, we add it as well. In the complement, mostly we have a simple past tense sentence, or we have a timing in the complement part. Alright, so let's come to some examples, some more examples to understand the concept of past perfect properly. The first sentence says, my friend had already prepared the food before we arrived. So here I have two actions. The first, my friend prepared the food. Prepare is the first action, and then before we arrived. Before we arrived. Arrived is the second action. So my friend had already prepared the food before we arrived. This is a past perfect action. First, the food was prepared. Second, we arrived. It means my friend invited us to his house, and by the time we arrived, he had prepared the food already. Hope it's clear. The second sentence, they had gone to USA by the time I called them. So here I have two actions. The first action, gone. The second action, called. They had gone to USA by the time I called them. First they went to USA, then I called them. The first action, had gone, was the first action, and the second action was called. So the first action was done before the second action. We call it past perfect. Hope it's clear. Come to the next sentence. The next sentence here we have on the top, I had, it had. It's not I ate. It had rained a lot when we walked outside. So it had rained a lot when we walked outside. So first it rained. Second, we walked outside. So the first action, the rain, was done first, then we walked outside. The first action was done before the second action. Sentence number 4. I had fallen asleep before 8 o'clock. Sometimes instead of a second action, we can use a time, a specific time. An action was done before a specific time in the past. So here I can say, I had fallen asleep before 8 o'clock. So the action was done before a time in the past. Hope it's clear and hope you understood. Come to the second usage. The second usage of past perfect, we use the past perfect is also used to make wishes about past situation. In some cases, when we have done something or we haven't done something, then we wish for that which we hadn't done it, or we wish we had done it. So in this case, we use the past perfect. Let's come to example. I wish I had studied enough for the test. I had a test in the past and I didn't study enough. I didn't study enough for the test. I think it looks like I failed in the test. Alright, now let's come to the second example. The second example says, she wishes she had taken care of her children properly. Something happened wrong to her children. They were hurt or something happened wrong. Now she wishes, she regrets and she has regretted, and that's why she is saying she wishes she had taken care of her children properly. Now her children are all in bad situation and she wasn't careful about her children before. Now she wishes she had taken care of her children properly. The third sentence, they wish they hadn't dropped anything from him. So there was someone they wrapped something from him, and it looks like the person was an authority or a strong person in the government or something. So the guys, some boys, some guys wrapped from that guy something, and now these guys are all in the jail, they are in the prison, and they are in trouble. Now they wish in the prison, in the jail, they wish something. What do they wish? They wish they hadn't dropped anything from the strong man, from the person they wrapped. They wish they hadn't dropped anything from him. So, the fourth sentence, I wish I hadn't helped them. I helped some people, and through my help, they did something wrong. They did something wrong in society. Now I wish I hadn't helped them. Hope it's clear. Hope it's done. Come to the third usage. The third usage, of past perfect is used in the third conditional sentences to show unreal situation in the past. The past perfect is used also in the third conditional sentences with the combination of present perfect as well. Let's come to some of the examples of this kind of sentence structures, how to say them. If you had informed me, so I would have helped you. So if we say in Dari, agar tu mara khabar mekedi, ma khotra kumak mekadam. So it's in the past, it's unreal situation in the past. Now we cannot bring any change about it. The second sentence, they would have cleaned the house if you had told them. So in the past, the problem is they didn't clean the house. And why didn't they clean the house? Because you didn't tell them. If you had told them, they would have cleaned the house. It's an unreal situation in the past. The third sentence, if he had moved earlier, he would have arrived on time. Yesterday or the day before yesterday, at some point in the past, he came late. He couldn't arrive on time. So now we can talk about it. If he had moved earlier, he would have arrived on time. The guy missed any exam or a test or an interview. Now we cannot bring any change about it. If he had moved earlier, he would have arrived on time. It's a past situation which is unreal and we cannot change it. So this is called also third conditional sentence. In the third conditional sentences, we always use the past perfect and present perfect. So come to the next part. The next part is about contraction forms of past perfect. So there is nothing more. It's only about the contraction of had and had not. I had been. We can say it. We can remove HA only, we can add D. I had been. I had been. And they had not been. We can say it, they hadn't been. So, this was all about the information of past perfect. Hope you understood the lesson and hope it's clear. Now we have a quiz. We have to do the quiz and then you will finish the lesson. Okay, so let's come to our quiz. Let's see some exercise on the quizzes of past perfect. I need you to fill these gaps as I have written on the board. And I will fill them as well, but you can stop the video and you can fill them on your own before watching the video. Okay, let's come to it. The first sentence is, when I arrived at the cinema, the film. When I arrived is the simple past tense. When I arrived at the cinema, the film. Now this one should be past perfect. The verb is start. And I have to say the film had started. The film had started. So this is past perfect. First, the film started. Second, I arrived at the cinema. Second sentence. She lived in Mazar for 4 years before she went to Kabul. Now, so first she lived in Mazar for 4 years, then she came to Kabul. So in here I have to say the live. This form of the verb should be changed to past perfect. She had lived in Mazar for 4 years before she went to Kabul. Third sentence. After they, the verb is eat. After they eat the soup on the street, they begin to feel sick. This one should be, first they ate the food, second they begin to feel sick. So the first sentence should be past perfect. After they had eaten the soup on the street, they begin to feel sick. Sentence number 4. If you Listen is the verb. To me, you would have received the job. It's a third conditional sentence as well. Now, the conditional sentence should be, the conditional clause should be in the past perfect, and the main clause is in the present perfect. So the listen, the form of the verb listen should be changed to the past perfect structure. We have to add the auxiliary verb had, then the third form of listen. If you had listened to me, you would have received the job. So the fifth sentence is, as we see, we have a question mark at the end of the fourth and fifth sentence. Then it should be a question. In the question form, we have to bring the auxiliary verb had in the beginning, then the subject, then the verb 3. The subject in the fourth sentence is you, the verb is be. Of course, we have to have had in the beginning. Had comes in the beginning. Then we add you, had you, and then the third form of be. The third form of be is been. Had you been there before we went together? It's a past perfect. We went somewhere. Before that, I'm asking a question about my partner. So, had he been there or no? So the sixth question is also an interrogative form, and the subject is she, the verb is see. Then I have to bring had in the beginning, in the question form, had is in the beginning. Then I have to have the subject, had she. The third form of see, we say seen. Had she seen the film already? It's also a past perfect form. So this was about past perfect tense. Hope you understood the lesson about past perfect. We gave enough details about this tense, and I hope you to practice about this tense. Of course, if you want to practice a language, you need a place, and I can suggest you Afghanistan English Campus is the best place to practice your English. So until next time, wish you a best of luck and goodbye. Have a good time.